Hey, welcome back to the channel. I am really glad you're here because I promised you I would show you the Baumalight mini skid steer in action. This is the Baumalight TRL630D. It's got the 3-cylinder diesel engine in it. It's a stand-on mini skid steer. It's compact and powerful, and we have fallen in love with it. Now, we've used it quite a bit to try to get used to it before we show it here on the channel. We have the mini mulching head on the front now, which is the primary reason we wanted to have it here on the property. Now we've got about 22 hours on it, and all but 18 are probably from Anne. She has fallen in love with this thing. She's been using it back in the woods, along the creek, up here where it's all overgrown. She just can't get enough of it. And that tells you two things right there. First of all, it tells you that it does a great job because we keep using it. The other thing is that Anne is not naturally mechanically inclined. And that's no insult to her. It's just the facts. It's the way it is. She's not naturally mechanically inclined, but she really has gotten the hang of using this and is doing a great job. So I'm going to show you an area up here today where the stickers and briars have taken over. What I like about this is that it has that small mini mulching head. It's only about 28 inches wide compared to the tractor mounted 3-point hitch version of the mulcher, which is the MP348. That's about 4 feet wide. So this one, although it's small, it gives you the opportunity to go into small paths and trails. The other thing that's great about it is that when you stand on it, you're only about 8 inches taller than you would be. So you're able to go under trees and limbs, whereas with the tractor mounted mulcher, you've got the ROPS up and you can't really maneuver or get under things as well. So this is really great for getting into those tight spaces. So as I mentioned, under the hood is the Kubota 3-cylinder diesel engine. This is the mini mulching head, and when I said it was about 28 inches wide, I mean the cutting head is about 28 inches. The entire thing itself is probably 36 to 40 inches wide, but the cutting area there is about 28. It is hydraulically driven with a hydraulic motor, and it spins at an RPM, let's say, way fast, a way fast RPM. The thing really cooks, and it's got lots of power. In fact, you can bog down and you could even stall the machine if you're not careful. But yeah, it's powerful and it spins at a really high RPM. It has a sight glass for the fuel. Actually, it has two sight glasses, upper and lower. This is all one tank here. I think it holds about 10 gallons. So we've got a sight glass there, and then on this side you've got the lower sight glass. So I've got about 5 gallons in there now. It does go through some fuel because we run it at high RPM, and it burns through a lot of fuel because it's working so hard. This is the hydraulic reservoir. It has a sight glass for that too. It's a little bit low right now. It's right in the middle, but it could probably use some. It's got the tracks here, spring tension, so I guess that's automatic tensioning on the tracks. They perform really well. And there are two LED lights on the front, which I've not used in the evening time yet, but they're nice lights, and you can see the hydraulics there. And that's really about it as far as the controls go. The operator station is basically just a platform that you stand on. It has padding in the front and on the sides, and when you step on the platform, it's spring-loaded. So it's a shock absorber. When you're working, it really helps not jolt you around. Very minimal controls, just what you need here. The headlight controls. Park keeps it from moving. It keeps the loader from lifting up or down. So you have that. A little phone charger or outlet for 12 volt. 2-speed. Now this is what's new about this mini skid steer. This one has a high speed for traveling. So when you are moving in a straight line, say across the field or something, and you click that 2-speed switch, so when you're traveling like across a field or on the driveway, you click that 2-speed switch, and after a few moments you can feel this kick into a higher speed, maybe 2 miles an hour faster than it was, which actually makes quite a difference. And when you turn, it slows back down again. But that's really nice having that extra speed, because these things don't move very fast. I think like 5 miles per hour if I'm not mistaken, but it's all you need. You're not going to be driving these anywhere. You know, when you're in the woods, they almost feel too fast sometimes. Anyway, you've got the tachometer there, the hour meter, hydraulic pressure, your key switch here with all your lights. It has a glow plug, so when you first turn it on, you wait for the glow plug to turn off, and then you're ready to start. This is the control for forward and backward and steer, and then this is your loader controls, typical loader controls, and this is the hydraulic remote. So to engage the mulcher, we put that in number 2. Number 1 is for another auxiliary, and then you have these auxiliaries here, which I don't really know exactly what they do. They might be electronic, but they don't work with anything I have here today. And of course you have the throttle over here, just fast and slow. All right, I'm going to start by hitting this gnarly mess. There's a couple things I want to show you with the mulcher. Little, I don't know about tips and tricks, but things that have made it a little easier to use, or perhaps safer to use. The first one, and I think probably the most important, is that you have to remember to keep this mulcher basically level or possibly tilted back just a little bit. You can, by going up and down, you can tend to find it'll drift forward and it'll be on an angle like this. But what that does is it takes these cutting teeth, and at that point, they're pointed up right at you, the operator. So it's very important to keep this unit level or even tilted back some. Now, perhaps you shouldn't do this at all, but if you find the need to mulch something that's up high, again, you want to keep the head pointed on an angle down, because if you have this tilted forward, now you've got a trajectory coming right at you, and that could be, well, it could be lethal, I imagine. So I really don't like mulching up high. You probably shouldn't do it at all. But if you have to get anything up high, make sure the unit is tilted so that it's shooting downward and not back at you. One thing that can be pretty challenging is these briars, how they grow up the tree, and they can be like 50 feet tall. So when you mulch the bottom of the brush, you know, you cut it off, but then you have these pieces dangling. So what I found is that if I turn off the mulcher, I can use the top part here and kind of pull down some of that. You know, I can't really grab it. If I had the grapple attachment or my tractor, I could do that, but just using those top teeth, I can try and just grab it and pull it down. Well, I think that is a good demonstration of how well this thing works. Especially when you look over here. Basically, this is before all this kind of thick brush here, and that's after. Now, when nature starts to take over, it really completely blocks you. Like these trees are probably, that one's 1.5 inches, I'd say, little 3/4 inch, 1.5 inches maybe, and they're very thick, so you can't walk through this area. So just that little bit of growth kind of takes over. So I'm going to run this through here, and you can see how it'll take down all these little trees. I hope this little demonstration was helpful to you today. We'll be using it a lot more this summer, but I wanted to get something out there so you could see it in action. If you have any specifics that you want to see or hear about, let me know. You can learn more about this at baumalight.com. If you go to the website, you can find your local dealer. You can talk to them about getting one. As I mentioned before, these are made in North America. They are designed, engineered, and built in Canada. They are not rebranded overseas machines. They are heavy duty, high quality, and it's really an impressive piece of equipment. So thanks for watching today. I do appreciate it. If you've not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel or followed on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, I invite you to join me. Thanks for being here, and as always, I look forward to seeing you next time.